This week I was able to give the gospel of Jesus Christ to about 400 youth. My job asked me to speak at chapel, so it's about 200 middle schoolers, about 200 high schoolers. Most of these kids, even though it's a Christian school, most of them come from a very wealthy family and they want the best education. Most of them are Asian, Indian, so they're atheists, Buddhists, Muslim, and a lot of Hindus. And so I only know this because I specifically asked the Bible teacher, I'm like, what is the demographic? And then he told me, he was like, more than half of these kids are Hindu or atheist. The rest of them are Buddhists and a little bit of Muslim. And then you have a small percentage of Christians. So I said, okay, good to know. And so I was able to speak to these kids for about 15 minutes. And I started off telling them my testimony, very strong, very straightforward, that Jesus Christ spared my life multiple times, how God saved me from a car accident. If I flipped a car going 120 miles per hour, should have died. The police officer said I should have died. How somebody tried to chase me and shoot me at my high school in Vegas. That didn't happen. And then eventually the blood clot situation where I should have died in that situation, and how God spared my life multiple times. And I came to church and I was given an invitation to serve Jesus, and I accepted that invitation. And when I accepted that invitation, Jesus Christ showed up in power and he totally changed my life. He totally took out the love of this world. He healed me on the spot. I began to share this with them. And after that, I began to share the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I began to tell them that Buddha, these Hindu gods, that Muhammad, this Muslim ideology does not save you. Those gods will not heal. They will not deliver you. And that there's only one God. There's only one truth. There's only one way to the Father. And his name is Jesus. I began to share the gospel of Jesus Christ to them, and tears began to fall throughout the crowd. And I gave an altar call. I said, I'm going to give you the same invitation that was given to me, an invitation to serve Jesus, an invitation to leave the peer pressure in your friends and to stand up 10 toes down for the gospel of Jesus Christ, the only way to the Father. And as I began to give this invitation, multitudes of kids stood up. They began to weep. And I found out later on, I don't know how many stood up in the crowd. That was a miracle. But even after that, the Bible teachers were getting emails that the whole baseball team, 28 kids, gave their life to Jesus Christ. All these kids were recruited from the inner cities. They all got saved. Revival began to break out in the school. I'm telling you, Encounter Church, when you begin to lift up Jesus Christ in the gospel, the Bible says that he will draw all men unto himself in Jesus' mighty name. Come on.